Good morning and welcome to the first of our two press conferences today, setting out more detail on some of the issues that we have extensively provided for in our manifesto, and to tell you a little bit more behind the ideas that are contained in our program for government after the next general election, if you decide to choose the 10 GSLP Liberals in the election on the 17th of October. Today I'm joined by Steven Linares, who has been Minister for Culture, Youth and Sport in two successive GSLP Liberal administrations. And on sport and on culture, I think we have absolutely the best story to tell of any other party that's ever been in government. I think our record in respect of the work we've done in developing sporting facilities, in developing culture in Gibraltar, and indeed music in particular, is absolutely second to none. And so this year, as we ask you for your votes again for the next 4-year period, we stand on our record and we put to you a manifesto which contains proposals, suggestions, and promises of what we would do as commitments in this general election in our program for government, that you can judge on the basis of what we've done already in terms of our commitment to deliver against those. And the man who's been delivering in respect of all of those commitments in the past 8 years, and who has a fantastic story to tell over the facilities that he has delivered, is Steven Linares, who's going to take us through some of these issues and some of these slides today.
Okay, thank you very much, Fabian. First of all, it's been a great honor to have done this. It's for me, as a sports person, as a sports teacher, and now as a sports minister, it's especially gratifying as a sports scientist as well, to have developed all these things. We have now got world-class facilities, and again, it's not, I've said this before, it's not me saying this. This is people from the rugby fraternity, all the islands that have come here to Gibraltar to compete. They are the ones saying that we are now have world-class facilities. Many of the facilities are yet not complete, but they will definitely be complete by the end of the year. And we've got also what we're going to do, and this is what is in the manifesto, because we have done the facilities and we need to move now to the next level. Where is the next level? Once the facilities are all done, and if you've seen in the Island Games, we have not been very successful in the amount of medals that we get. I think the athletes have done very, very well in the circumstances, and it's been mea culpa in a way, because we've been doing all the facilities and we've interrupted quite a lot of sportsmen and women, and therefore now is the time to invest in us sportsmen and women. What are we going to do? We're going to start working with the governing bodies to work at a 4 to 6 year plan. It's a development plan, and each governing body will be helped, and will be helped not only by resources of people, coaches and all that, but financially as well. So we will move on to the next level. We're trying to get all our athletes at a much higher level. We have continued investing in the sports complex, in the Bayside Sports Complex. We are going to build a Muga area, which is an area behind me. You can see the Europa complex. So that you know the commitment that I have. All these photographs are taken from my balcony at home, and I've been taking from the same tile. And you can see how it's been developing to build the complex that we have done.
I hope that's not your tile.
No.
Flying.
My drone. So anyway, as you can see, these are the facilities we've been building, and as I said, now they're nearly complete, but now we're moving on to the next level. But we're not only investing in the new facilities, we're also investing in the facilities that we've already got. For example, in the Muga area in the Bayside, we will be doing a semi-rigid structure, which will then be covered during the winter time, so that sports that can't that need more allocations during the winter can also do sports there. So, and we are also going to do a new AstroTurf for the hockey, and I think that's important. The hockey grass, the AstroTurf, has served us very, very well for many years, but it's now hard of wear, and we will replace it. Hockey is a sport that brings a lot of people to Gibraltar. There are many competitions that they do locally. They do the Europeans, they do the club tournaments here. So it's important that we invest in the hockey now as well. The government believes in also investing in our vulnerable. It is important that we understand that our Special Olympians are the ones that have won more medals than any other athletes in Gibraltar. These youngsters are incredible. I went with them to Abu Dhabi and I was crying most of the time. And it's to do with emotion, seeing them running, swimming, doing the bocce and all the other sports is incredible. I mean, I've been to Olympic Games, I've been to Commonwealth Games, nothing like the World Games or the Special Olympics. It's incredible. So what we are doing, we've invested quite heavily in the Special Olympics complex, and I must say how we are going to run the Special Olympics just briefly, because it's important for people to understand the concept of what we have done. The Special Olympics will be run by the group of the Special Olympians with professionals. It would mean that it will give them opportunity to have a home in which they can work and they can live with others. And it's all to do with inclusion, because the whole of the community will be able to use the Special Olympics complex. Basketball, volleyball, all sports can go there and play. And this will be under the auspice of the GSLA, who will be giving the allocations to all the other sporting bodies to be able to use their complex. They will be there. They will be part of being working and seeing and socializing with everybody. So that is important that we understand that we want to integrate and include our Special Olympics into our society. So that's why this, we will also invest in the Paralympics. We have never touched Paralympics in Gibraltar. It's been ignored, and therefore we are now going to employ a Paralympics development officer who will be dedicated for people who have disability to be able to do sports. They will choose their sports. But what I am happy is that all the facilities that we've done is accessible. And therefore, with the accessible facilities, we are now in a position to be able to really offer our Paralympians all the sports they can do. So we can have wheelchair basketball, wheelchair 100 meters, and all the other Paralympics. We're going to help them set up their own governing body so that we can send them to many competitions, and hopefully they will be able to win and make us proud. The next thing that we have is that we had this in our first manifesto, and it's been a complicated thing, which is the new theatre, the National Theatre. We have tried to see how we could do the theatre. Now, the Queen Cinema was one of the options, yes. We had plans in the last manifesto about how we would do it. Once we got the plans and we looked at the cost of building the whole of the theatre, it was exorbitant. And I don't think our society, we would be criticised heavily at the amount of money that we'd spent on that. But it's not only that, it is what do you do with the theatre after it's built. It is important to understand that a theatre which is brilliant, and how do we run it? It's a heavy cost to run a theatre. Remember that we will not be charging any amateur theatres or any dance groups. We do charge them, but the charge is very minimum, which just cover costs. So it's important to understand that what we have done now is we've gone to the Mac Hall, where in the Mac Hall we can do our national theatre. We have looked at plans, we've looked at the engineering of it, and it is possible to do our national theatre. And what it does is that there are already staff there. GCS is there, and therefore the running of will go parallel with all the things that GCS already does. So the cost to us after we build the theatre is minimum. So I think that's why I think, and I'm really, really excited this time that we will actually get the theatre done. The next thing that I would like to mention is that we have, since we came into government and we put it in the 2011 manifesto, we have given a lot of clubs and associations premises. We have given lots, 51 actually, have benefited from their own premises. In the manifesto, what we're going to do is we're going to put a purpose-built building where we will actually give to clubs and associations more premises. But this is a purpose-built. We might do some relocations, but in general, this is a place where clubs and associations will have their own premises. We promised also in our last manifesto that we were going to do the Girls' Guides hut and invest in our young people. As Minister for Youth, I'm really proud to see the work that the Girl Guides movement do, and how the Scouts and the Duke of Edinburgh, they've got their own premises, Duke of Edinburgh, the Sea Scouts have their own, but we invested in the Girls' Guides hut, which is called Rock Lodge up the rock, and you can see photographs there. It's a beautiful place now. I mean, they can really develop loads of programs in the case for Girl Guides for young girls, and this is a way of forming young people to go outdoor pursuits, especially in nowadays when many of the youngsters are in front of the screen. It's important to take them out, and this place will give them a lot of experiences and a lot of outdoor pursuits knowledge and experience. We will also, and this is also in our manifesto, this is why I want you to understand that it's what we've done and where we're moving to, is that we're going to invest in the Governor's Lookout. The Governor's Lookout, the Scouts have committed themselves, which I think is fantastic, to a jamboree in 2021. And it's a European jamboree where we're going to get Scouts and Scouts, I think girls and boys, because the Scouts movement are now gender or sex. Anyway, and what they're going to bring is they need an investment in the Governor's Lookout in order for them to host the whole of. So again, it's a legacy thing. We build the place for an event, but then the place is there for many years to come. So we're going to invest in the lookout. I've got more things to say, but I think I urge people to look at the manifesto very closely, because there are many more other things which I'm not mentioning here, but I think it's important that people, this is only just a taster of the things that we will do in relation to culture, sports and the youth. So I urge people on the 17th of October to lay the trust on us 10 candidates of the GSLP Liberal. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed. And if you look at what we promised we would do in 2011
Absolutely.
in our New Door manifesto, we talked about a mega concert,
Yes.
and my goodness, have we exceeded just organizing a mega concert. Our opponents say that we do too much in the music festival and that we keep the ticket too cheap. They want us to charge you 2 or 3 times the cost of the ticket so that it isn't subsidized by the government. Our opponents' challenge to us is that we should do less, and our view for Gibraltar is that we should do more. So on the 17th of October, if you want to see our plans for youth, culture and sport to continue to make this community the prosperous, forward-looking community that we are, if you want to continue the Gibraltarian Renaissance, vote for the 10 GSLP Liberal candidates. Thank you very much indeed for joining us this morning, and look at our manifesto for more details.